moment of Luka's career to this point. Tears brimming in his eyes as he takes in the tribute video the Dallas Mavericks played for his game returning to Dallas. Malika Andrews here alongside David Dennis Jr., Kendrick Perkins joining us as well. I've never seen a player shown a tribute video and get that emotional watching this sort of thing. It's something that really I've never experienced. By the way, shout out to the Dallas Mavericks, Perk, because they did an incredible job here with that. What did you see in this?
Emotion make you cry sometimes, baby. But most of all, it makes you fall in love. We saw emotions, and damn it, we saw love. We saw the emotion part of it because Luka tied to the fan base in Dallas, and we saw the love for the game of basketball because he put on a damn clinic last night.
He did. The video was incredible, and the performance even topped that. Let's go to Dallas now. This is the moment that you will see over and over again, a lasting image of a star returning home, coming to terms with the legacy that he left in Dallas and a new chapter he's writing with the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka Dončić, every time he touched the ball, the Dallas faithful let him hear it, but they also were chanting a specific message to the front office. So Nico Harrison was in the building, and that's what he was hearing all night. He was also seeing Luka Dončić do this over the star piece they traded for, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and it's funny, Luka's used to looking out in the crowd and scowling at people. He didn't have anybody to scowl at. Everybody was cheering for him.
And you wondered whether or not that was going to have any effect, not on him and not on 40-year-old LeBron James. Cleared for takeoff on this one, DDJ.
Hey, he was in the game, too. Everybody remember, like, Luka did his thing. Look at this guy. His hands have been stuck to his head since February.
Absolutely stunned. Luka Dončić dishes it out to Vanderbilt. Can't get this one to go. Austin Reeves getting some of that spring. Even LeBron James is impressed there. Luka impressed too. You want your teammates to react like that on a play. And then LeBron whipping it out to Rui Hachimura. Sends it to Dončić. Gets the three to go.
Wide open. Dallas, put up a good fight here. Too much Luka in that first half.
Luka Dončić certainly putting on a clinic in the first half. He said he wasn't sure if he was even going to be able to play in this game. He did that and more. He had 30 points for the 14th time and a half in his career. That's tied for the most he's had in that first showing since 2018-19. So to the fourth quarter we go. This is where the Lakers started to create a little separation, and you started to see just how special of a night this was for all involved. LeBron James gets the circus shot to go there. And then Luka Dončić, we need to put a counter up now. 38 points with this shot. He's up to 40.
That is, I think, the definitive Luka magic moment right there. That's what you cannot replicate anywhere in the league.
And the Luka patented stare down to go with it. Dončić pulling up for a three. 43 points now for Dončić in this one. And then the next Lakers possession here, he wasn't done. Dončić drives, and then he finishes the floater to give him 45 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. But J.J. Redick left him in the game to have his moment with the crowds. A standing ovation as he exited a building that he knows all so well, saying hello to some familiar faces. Here's Luka with Lisa Salters after the game.
Everybody saw me the way I reacted to the video. All these fans, I really appreciate it, man. All the teammates I had, everybody had my back. I'm just happy, this guy, I love these fans, I love this city, but it's time to move on. I came as a young kid here with 18, and I know what to expect from NBA, and, that made me feel like home, and it's just a lot of great memories.
The kid had 7 amazing seasons here. I mean, he was from a kid to, a man, and, for all those moments, just, it's all coming together today, and just, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to get 50. I was disappointed.
JJ, my nephew said he thought it was going to be 51, so he was disappointed as well. Just kidding. 45 points, the third most ever in a player's return game, as we say howdy to Tim McMahon, who was in the building. No one has covered this story more closely than Tim. You were actually in the building last night. What's the lasting image that's going to stick with you?
Howdy, Malika. And there was definitely the two lasting images, the beginning and the end. And the tribute video, the tears flowing down his face. If you don't think Luka Dončić wanted to spend his whole career in Dallas, you saw how much it meant to him there. And there hasn't been a moment that emotional in the American Airlines Center since exactly 6 years earlier when it was Dirk Nowitzki's final home game and he announced his retirement in a ceremony right after that. And then the end. J.J. Redick, 45 points later, gave Luka his moment. Go out there, take a foul, let the fans shower him with that standing ovation, and that faded right into the longest, loudest Fire Nico chant yet. You saw the emotion from the fans, you heard it, you felt it, and a part of that emotion, it's appreciation for Luka, and it is anger at Nico Harrison and the Mavericks organization.
Park.
Well, look, this is my takeaway from it. See, people don't realize how tired you are once you get drafted by an organization, right? And that last night wasn't just about, Luka and the relationship with the Dallas Mavericks. It was about the relationship with the city of Dallas, right? And it's just when you get drafted there, like, you have certain things that you do. You have your favorite restaurants that you go and eat at. You have, maybe your favorite grocery store you love to go to, the corner store, the places you love to hang out. And you develop these relationships, and all of a sudden, this become your home away from home. And then there was another prime example of the Texas culture. When, most players, when they play for the Rockets or Dallas, when they retire, they still live back in Houston and Dallas because it's something about that Texas flavor. You know what I mean? That that Texas hospitality that just brings a certain level of joy. That's what we witnessed last night. Despite Luka giving them that work, we saw a guy that was tied to the city of Dallas and not just the organization.
And yeah, this was a high-pressure game. Like, this is not Game 7 of the finals. This is not a playoff game. But I have not seen a game like this, an introduction to a game like this ever. I think the closest comp that I could think of where a player's returning to a place that he's so beloved, we got to go all the way back to 2002. Michael Jordan with the Wizards, going back to Chicago. And you look at the way that the fans embraced him, the emotions that he had. But even that's different. It had been a couple years since he'd been there. Luka was a Dallas Maverick 2 months ago. And I think the comparison is even more apt here when you think about Michael Jordan. Stone Cold Killer Michael Jordan, who has never shown any nervousness, said that in that game, that was about as nervous as he's been playing basketball. He was 7 for 21, 16 points. Luka, with that level of emotion coming out the gate, 31 points in that first half. That is just a reminder that that is the type of clutch player that this guy is in the highest and highest of pressure situations.
And he echoed that. He said after watching that tribute video, he wasn't sure how he could go out there and play. That's what he told our Lisa Salters right after the game. And it was such a unique moment. I'm not remembering a time, maybe Klay Thompson's return game, where a player has come back to the arena that they've played in, that they called home for so very long. And the cheers for that player were louder than any cheers that the home team was given all night long. That's what it looked like through the television watching this. And the focus of this game was Luka Dončić, and rightfully so. I hope that, I know closure doesn't come in a single